Well, the thing is, US Bank has fantastic credit cards. So, in today's conversation, I want to explain to people how to request a large US Bank credit card limit increase and be approved. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you're to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to explain to you US Bank credit card limit increases, how to request a large limit increase and be approved. The first thing you need to do is to know your current limits. It's important. How many credit cards do you have? How many US Bank credit cards do you have? Do you have one, two, three? It's important to know the limits you currently have because maybe you are already at the at the limits. In other words, you are having a maximum limit. So it's important. You need to know some kind of room you need to know the flexible room that you are playing with. Okay, so US Bank is making it very easy for you to find this information. Okay, so you have online banking steps. So for the best online banking experience, you want to log into your usbank.com account. It's important. So you select my account at the top of the page, then you select your credit card account, and then you choose payments and limits on the left, then view transaction limits. That's it. So all limits associated with that account will display. And you may need to scroll down to see the full list. And that's if you have more than one US Bank account. Okay. And what about the iPhone, Android mobile app steps? So you basically, if you're using the US Bank mobile app, you want to scroll down the dashboard and select view transaction limits. That's it. So all limits, again, associated with that account will display. You may need to scroll down to see the full list. Okay. And here is additional information that is important also. You can also find your credit limits on page 1 of your billing statement within the activities summary section. Okay, so this is important. So there are some key questions you need to ask yourself. Is it better to apply for a new US Bank credit card or request a limit on your current one? How many US Bank credit cards do you currently have? And that's what I said right off the bat. It's important to know the number of cards that you have, because if you have 2 or 3 cards already, it's just a lot better maybe to upgrade one as opposed to requesting a credit card limit increase. Okay, same question at the household level, because if you have a household and you and your partner together have 2 or 3 credit cards, then you need 2 or 3 US Bank credit cards, then you need to ask the same question as well. Do you carry a US Bank business credit card? Okay, what is the strength of your relationship with US Bank? Those are questions that can help you determine whether or not this is the right time to request a US Bank credit card limit increase. Number 2, you really need to pay attention to your finances. If your goal is to request a US Bank credit card limit increase and get approved, especially if you are requesting a large limit increase and you want to be approved, you got to think about your finances. So my question to you is, has anything changed favorably in the following? Your income? Are you making more money now? Speak to me about your income. Have you been promoted at work? Have you gotten a new job? What is your financial situation? You can't just you can't just call US Bank and say, I want to have a credit card limit increase. Okay. What is justifying that limit increase? What is justifying that request? So has your financial situation changed favorably? What about your monetary assets? I'm talking about your cash position in the bank. Are you making more? Are you bringing more cash? Has your DTI or decrease is important? Okay. And so monetary assets, this could be cash, this could be property, this could be investments. Have your investments gained in value? So those are important. And I want you to also think about your household's financial information. Has that also improved dramatically? Because we're not speaking here only about you. If you live in a household, if your financial situation, if your personal financial situation has improved, but at the household level, things are still lethargic, you can't apply right now. So this has to be, it has to be jointly. Things have to happen jointly at the personal level, but also at the household level. That's if of course you live in a household, you have a partner, you have children, all that kind of stuff. Okay, is your DTI less than 30%? US Bank pays attention to debt to income ratio because for them this is important. This is an important criterion to judge the financial health of an individual, of an applicant. So you want to make sure you maintain your DTI at 35%. But if you have it less than 30%, that's a lot better. This is really, this will boost your chances of being approved to if you request a US Bank credit card limit increase. Okay, DTI less than 30%. So DTI is basically the portion of your income, gross income that is, that you allocate to debt servicing, that you allocate to paying your current debts. Okay, what about your CUR? Your credit utilization ratio. So your CUR on all credit cards should be also less than 30%. Those are ideal thresholds. If you can meet them, fantastic. If you can be between 30% and 35%, this is also good, because US Bank wants to make sure that you are managing not just the credit card that you currently have with them, but also all other revolving lines of credit and credit cards favorably, that you are managing those finance products responsibly, those credit products responsibly. The third thing is, if you're trying to get a US Bank credit card limit increase, a large one, and you want to be approved right away, you want to pay attention to your FICO score. Okay? Because US Bank is going to do a soft pull or a hard pull depending on your account history. So anytime you request a credit line increase, it just means that you are changing your risk exposure vis-a-vis the bank, and the bank wants to make sure they are actually covering their ass also while giving you the extra limit. Okay, it's important to check your FICO score regularly to make sure that the FICO score that US Bank is gonna see when they do a soft pull or hard pull is indeed the right one. And there are several reasons why you need to check your FICO scores regularly. And I'm not talking about just the FICO score at TransUnion, at Equifax, but also on all three. It has to be simultaneous, okay? Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, you must check them regularly. And there are ways to do those checks free of charge, okay? You want to do this because you want to know where you stand. So your credit score is an important part of your total financial health, right? So ignoring your credit score will be just as detrimental as ignoring any part of your physical health. It's important. So whether it's good or bad, it's better to know your credit score than to have no idea where your credit stands. The good news is that even if your score is bad, you can take steps to improve it. Or if your credit score is good, you can actually focus on maintaining it. So if you check your credit score regularly, you can keep your credit in good shape. It's important, okay? And make sure your credit information is accurate. If there are any errors, you can correct them right away. It's important. You will not be surprised at the outcome of your applications, okay? You want to get insight into what actions hurt and help your credit score. And it's also important to respond to changes quickly. How can you know what changes are happening in your credit report if you don't check your credit score? So by doing that, you are getting into a habit of knowing exactly where you stand and basically boosting your chances of being approved for a US Bank credit card limit increase. Okay. You also can find out when you might qualify for better credit card offers. Okay. So this is kind of cool. And you can check your credit score for free at annualcreditreport.com. This is kind of cool. Or you can go to, you can sign up for services such as Credit Karma, Wallet Hub, Credit Wise. We also have Nerd Wallet, and so on and so forth. And you should check your credit score monthly. People have said you should check it on a quarterly basis. I think monthly is really good, and we've done research to back this up. And people who can even check their credit score weekly, they should go ahead and do it because it's such an important criterion of your financial health. And it doesn't take more than 30 seconds to check it if you sign up for the right service. All right, folks. So you want to know how to request a large US Bank credit card limit increase and be approved. You can do so, number one, over the phone. So after you paid attention to your current limits, your financial situation, and your FICO score, I want you to pick up the phone and call US Bank. So you want to call 1-800-285-8585 or the specific number on the back of your card and ask a customer service representative whether you are eligible for a higher credit limit. Okay. The thing is that the rep may ask the reason for your request as well as whether your income has gone up recently. This is important. So if your income has not gone up, you want to find other ways to justify your request. What I'm trying to tell you is you need to back up your request. You need a rationale. It's important. Think about this topic before calling. Don't be on the phone and be like, I can't really, no. You want to be decisive. You want to know exactly why you're calling. You want to know why you want the limit. Okay, you got to have purpose. If you don't have purpose, you're not going to get it. Okay, don't even fool yourself. Okay, so you can talk about your account's good standing and history of on-time payments. Make sure you keep your CUR low. I've already said that. Your credit utilization low on your current U.S. bank card at a reasonable level. You want to keep that CUR around 30%, 35%. I said this before. It's important. Make sure that at least 6 months have passed since your last increase, if any. There has to be that space of 6 months. And U.S. Bank loves when you have 6 months and sometimes 9 months. But 6 months is it's the sweet spot, okay? Because you need to give U.S. Bank the ability to monitor your account, to review your account, and be comfortable that you have been financially responsible. And you can also look for automatic increases because U.S. Bank will increase you automatically without you asking every 6 months also, because they do review accounts systematically. Okay, they have algorithms in place. They also have manual reviews in place, so don't really worry about that. And remember that timing is everything. There are better and worse times to request an increase. Generally speaking, it's always a good idea to wait until you have gotten a pay raise, have good credit, or have a track record of being a responsible cardholder with U.S. Bank. Okay, if on the other hand your income has dropped, you have applied for other lines of credit on your credit, or your credit is not in the best shape, you may want to wait before asking for more wiggle room on your credit line. This is just being strategic here, okay? You don't want to get a hard pull over hard pull, and not being sure that you're going to get a limit. Be strategic, my friend. Be strategic. Strategic. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation today about how to request a large U.S. Bank credit card limit increase and be approved. So you can do it. You can ask for the limit increase over the phone. You can do it online. Okay. Here are the online banking steps. So you want to go to usbank.com. You want to log into your account. Okay, and you want to select customer service from the top menu bar. Then you want to select self-service. So everything happens in your dashboard after you log into your account, okay? So within the credit charge account section, you want to select the request credit limit increase. And if for any reason, because this happens, this has happened to some people, if for any reason the credit limit increase link is not displayed, you want to call 1-800-285-8585. But normally you should have the link there. The link should be there, okay? And you want to choose the card you would like to submit the credit limit increase for. And again, this is basically if you have more than one U.S. Bank credit cards. You want to provide your income and asset information. Then you want to select continue to housing. So it's really important to make sure that you put the correct income information there, because U.S. Bank might request to have proof. They need to have proof of verifiable income. So if you have gotten a raise, normally your most recent pay stubs should reflect that raise, okay? And then you want to answer the questions regarding housing information. Then you want to select review my request. So housing information is basically, it can be either mortgage or the rent, because U.S. Bank, as other credit cards and other credit cards issuers, understand that rent housing information is an important element in households budgeting. So they want to make sure that you haven't really, they want to see whether or not your DTI has really increased. Because normally, if you're making more money, if you're having higher pay, your DTI should go down. All things held constant. Okay, so you want to check the box at the top if your account has multiple owners and everyone shares the same address. If the box is selected, it will not ask the other owner's housing information. Okay, so you want to verify the details are correct, then you want to select submit my request. Okay, so this is basically a big decision time. Have you taken notes of what I told you? Because it's very straightforward, okay? Very straightforward, and you can do this online, not a problem. Now, when you submit the information online, it usually takes about 3 days for them to reply to you. In some cases, you might get an automatic increase, or it might take a day, but normally 3 days is a safe time to wait for the decision. Did you know that you can also request your limit increase via your mobile phone, your smartphone? This is really great. This is really wonderful. So for the best mobile banking experience, it's just, we recommend here, after doing research, we recommend that you log in or download the US Bank mobile app. It's a great app. Honestly, it's a great app. It has received thousands of accolades from users, and it's US Bank is really innovating here. So you should download it if you have an account with the bank. Okay, so let me first talk to you about the iPhone Android mobile app steps. So from the main menu, you want to select manage cards. You want to choose your card and tap request credit limit increase. Provide your income and asset information, then select continue to housing. Make sure again that your income and asset information is accurate, because they are going to check that. You want to answer the questions regarding housing information, then select review my request. Verify that the details are correct, then select submit my request. And if you are viewing your account using the web browser of your phone, you can access this feature by following this steps. Okay, I'm showing this to you on the screen here. So you have a mobile web steps. So from the main menu, you want to select manage cards and accounts. Select alerts and services. So you want to choose your card and then select request a credit limit increase. Provide your income and asset information, then continue to housing. So when I speak about asset information, I'm talking about cash, investments. I'm speaking about if you have some savings, okay, savings account, checking accounts. You want to combine all these things. If you have a house, okay, those are part of your assets. Obviously, for the house, it has to be the equity in your house, because if you're still paying mortgage, the house is not yours yet, okay? And what you want to do here is that so when we talk about, so you want to answer the question relating to your housing, then you want to select review my request, and you want to verify the details are correct, and select submit my request. So income and asset information, US Bank is looking for the following details: your annual income, the joint owner's annual income if applicable, your monetary assets, and the joint owner's monetary assets if applicable. Okay, housing information is important in terms of rent or mortgage. So this is really critical. And remember, if you have any question, you can call US Bank at the 1-800-285-8585. You can also request a limit increase only every 6 months. I've said this before, this is important. The 6 months are really important for US Bank. Let me talk to you about how to request a credit limit increase on your US Bank secured credit card. The thing is that I've spoken to you about how to request a limit increase on your US Bank unsecured credit card, but there are some people who have a US Bank secured credit card and are very happy to use the card to rebuild or build their credit. So if you, let's say, since your credit card account has a deposit to secure the credit limit, US Bank will need a written request to make changes. A written request. Not over the phone or not online. It has to be written, okay? So you want to prepare the request in writing and include the following information: your first and last name, your 16-digit credit card number, your individual annual income, source of income, monthly housing payment, and indicate whether you own or rent your home. And they want to see your signature, very important. And you want to obtain a cashier's check or money order for the amount you like to increase, okay? Please make it out to US Bank National Association. For example, if you have, let's say, 300 credit limits and you like a 500 credit limits, the check or money order amount needs to be $200. And the final credit limit must be divisible by 100. It's very important. So it must be 500, 600, 700, 800, 1000. It must be divisible by 100. Okay. Make your request to the address on the screen right now. So card member service, P.O. Box 6363, Fargo, North Dakota, 58125, 6363. So if approved, your increased credit limits will be available for use immediately after approval. So please allow for mail and processing time, okay? And the credit limits on your secured credit card is the same amount as your total deposit with a maximum of $5,000. $5,000, okay? So any request to increase the credit limit may result in an inquiry to your consumer credit report. So this is important. So to qualify for a credit limit increase, your account needs to be open for 6 months, not be over the limits. It must be in good standing. So after the account has been open for 6 months, limit increases can be requested every 6 months thereafter. Again, if you have any question, you want to call U.S. Bank at 1-800-285-8585. So that's really it. But one thing we have found in our research is that if you have multiple accounts with the U.S. Bank, instead of doing the whole thing manually and writing the request, you can contact them, or you can even go to a branch. That's even faster. You can go to a branch, sit down and request a limit there. If you don't want to go through the whole, writing something and then mailing it to a P.O. box, just go to a branch and they'll take care of you right away. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. I was talking to you about how to request a large U.S. Bank credit card limit increase and be approved. First thing is you want to pay attention to your current limits. Number two, pay attention to your financial situation, your FICO score. You can do the request online, over the phone, or via mobile. And you can also request a credit limit increase on your secure credit card. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.